Thanks, obviously, Victoria, for joining. My name is Anand, Anand Sindgi. I'm the EMEA Sales Director for Dianomi. And Dianomi, we're a native content and product distribution platform that's specifically focused within the financial services vertical. And I'm very, very happy and excited to be speaking to Victoria Yasinetskaya. Hopefully, I've pronounced your name right, Victoria. Apologies if I haven't. Victoria is the Chief Marketing Officer at PagoFX. I'd like to obviously take this opportunity, Victoria, if you could just introduce yourself, just so we can hear a bit more about your background and hear a bit more about you, really.
Thanks a lot, Anand. So I've been at PagoFX, which is a speedboat within Santander Group. I've been at this role for 2 years now. I'm the CMO, and I run a team of very talented marketeers. And we are launching not just PagoFX, but new products in the market that are very soon to come in. And we do everything from acquiring customers via different channels, from performance marketing, affiliates, out of home, above the line channels as well, all the way to customer acquisition, customer activation, and also running all the marketing ops and reporting, of course. So that's my current job. Previously, I've worked as a marketing director at another fintech company called Strands. What Strands does, it develops digital banking solutions that help banks throughout the world to accelerate digital transformation, which is a very important topic already in the past few decades. And originally, I started off my career as a consultant in marketing strategy, always within the financial services sector.
Excellent. Thanks so much for your overview, really. So let's jump into it, really, Victoria. I know PagoFX, it's built on trust, confidence, and transparency. Can you tell us how you've created a marketing strategy that actually supports that promise now?
Yes, when we were building our marketing strategy and the value proposition, we looked at what are the customer pain points and what is it that we can offer in a very unique way. What we have seen is that there is a gap between what traditional banks offer in terms of international money transfers or other financial solutions and what the new breed of fintechs can offer. And the way that we position our brand is really meeting the gap and offering the best of both worlds. So we do see a lot of customers are very aware about new solutions that are out there that are much cheaper than what they can find in their traditional banks, high street banks. And they also look for solutions that are very intuitive, very easy to use, etc. However, there is a gap of security. So when the brand is new in the market, some would be willing to test, to play around, with small amounts. Others would be more reluctant. They would probably prefer to pay a higher fee and really continue working with the brand that they know best, because it's all about the money. So as PagoFX was launched, because we are part of a very large financial institution, the backing of Santander was very important, both to our brand, to our promise, and to the way that we do things. So from the first communication that we have with our customers, we are very reassuring that everything is done in a very secure way. Being part of a big financial group, our level of compliance, cybersecurity, etc., is at a very higher level than what you would normally find within a more traditional, let's say, fintechs. And also, we're very transparent. We're very transparent in terms of the price. If there is an issue in any of the processes, we always make sure that we share all the information that is needed by the customer and really help them to kind of see their money going in the direction that they plan to.
Excellent. Thanks so much. So how important, especially in this situation now, how important is the customer support been for, PagoFX? Can you tell us how you've adapted to your customers' needs at these present times?
Yeah, so related very much to the previous point that I've highlighted. Customer support is another area where we have positioned ourselves as one of our key pillars of differentiation. We have seen that often customers are not very happy with the customer support, the level of customer support, and the agility that they get from other brands that are in the market. So we have really invested a lot in making sure that our live chat, our email channel is very agile, that we're very quick to respond. We really go the extra mile to help our customers, either during the onboarding process, any other questions that they may have, or any issues that they may come across. So, and it's great to see when you look at the reviews that are publicly available, either in the app stores or in the Trustpilot. This is one of the aspects that our customers do highlight, that they really get this genuine support from our team and willingness to help at any situation.
Brilliant. And are you seeing more, traction when it comes to customer support from the retail side, or is it more with the SME side, or is it both?
I think it's both. So it really depends on which part of the journey each client is. So there is an onboarding process where we ask customers to go through a KYC process. So we ask to submit an ID, a photo of their ID, and basically fill in some basic personal details in order for us to have all that legal requirement completed. And for the SMEs, it's slightly different because we do ask some additional information which is more related to the company details rather than the personal details. So I would say customer support is important at all stages of the customer lifecycle.
Brilliant. I mean, I've been visiting your site quite often, really, and I've seen quite a lot of blog content with tips on managing money, and how international payments work. How important is it for PagoFX to be seen as more than just another payment service?
Yes, so we have created quite a lot of content for our blog and also for other channels where we give thought leadership. We share tips on how to, starting from what is FX, what are the different commissions that one could be charged when transferring money internationally. So we explained that in detail. We explained, different financial terms that our customers may come across and may not be aware about. So we take on the hat of also being the responsible of helping our clients to navigate this world, which may not be easy for some. If you haven't studied finance in the past, or you have never worked in the financial industry, sometimes you can be even, lost when you ask for an IBAN number. So what is an IBAN number? How do you get it? What's a BIC number, right? So even providing very simple explanations on the terminology and how FX world really operates, we found that that's been very useful for our customers, and they really appreciate this type of content.
That's great. So your parent company, you'd mentioned Santander. I mean, they launched PagoFX during the height of the pandemic. Can you tell us more about the introduction of this company and its products? What made that launch really successful, and how did Pago really survive and actually thrive during a difficult time for the world and its consumers?
Yes, indeed. So we launched PagoFX nearly a year ago. It was on the 16th of April, 2020. I think in the UK, you were just about to start lockdown. In Spain, where I'm based, the lockdown was in full motion. So we were all sitting at our homes, getting used to the new reality. And we had to think on our feet. We had to think, okay, we're launching this great product that we've been working on for so long, with loads of plans for press releases, conferences, events, you name it. And now we can't really do like half of the things that we wanted to do. So everything had to be digital. So first of all, the press conference went online. We had journalists joining sessions. We also had one-to-one interviews with the journalists, and it was interesting because everybody was kind of getting used to this new way of working pretty fast and accepting the new reality. And all the events that we wanted to do in venues, inviting potential customers and all the partners, unfortunately that had to be postponed, and we did everything digitally. Even like internal celebration of a launch, we all had a glass of champagne at our home, and we're kind of cheering on Zoom, congratulating ourselves for getting it through the line, and starting off at a very good place. And we got a lot of coverage. We got from New York Times, Financial Times, Bloomberg, TechCrunch, all the key financial and fintech media outlets found the story very appealing and very interesting. So we're very happy to see a very good coverage. And starting from that, we launched all the other campaigns, mainly on the digital channels, of course. So social media, Google, Facebook, and other platforms that have really helped us grow in terms of customer acquisition.
I mean, obviously it's a very different situation. Companies are have been needed to adapt their product offerings and supporting their customer requirements during this pandemic. Can you talk us through an example of how this has been fulfilled? For example, new product launches that you've done because of the pandemic?
Yes, thank you, Anand. So when we did launch, we had to be very sensitive with the situations that many of our customers may find themselves. And yes, a lot of people were going through some tough times. So what we did, we decided to launch with a no fee program, and we were not charging our customers any fees for any first transactions that were up to £3,000. And that program was from April until January this year, so quite a lot of time. And we thought that it was part of our contribution to the society, to really help those that are in need, support their families, support their communities. And within Santander Group, there were a number of initiatives where we were helping out, either donating masks, any first aid support to people that are in need. There were special credit conditions as well to people in different countries. And the no fee program for PagoFX, it was part of the contribution to that global noble cause. I think
Sorry, Victoria. Apologies. Technical issues, as usual, always happens at the wrong time.
No worries.
But
good.
No problem. So in regards to trends that you're seeing, especially with consumer behavior, are there any particular importance, especially for you as a marketer now? That, are you seeing consumers consuming media differently? How are they interacting with brands differently now?
Yes, indeed. So as we look into also launching new products in the future, and that may have a different segment, what we have seen is that there are new channels that are coming into play that are very relevant and that probably in the past we have not considered. And by those channels, I mean, for example, Twitch, and new social media channels such as TikTok. And another interesting channel that we've been exploring recently are the e-games world. So the target on those channels, yes, it's younger than what we initially have been targeting at PagoFX. And it's something that we really need to start to tap in, because the younger generation starts, but then, I think that parents and their grandparents follow, as we have learned with Facebook. I think Facebook, right, was initially used by university students, and then we start seeing all our family being on it. So I think the same will happen with these new channels. So what we're doing right now, we are kicking off some tests to run on those channels that I've mentioned, and we will see in terms of cost, what is the cost per acquisition, and what is the engagement level that we're going to get from those channels. And that would be my recommendation to all marketeers that are listening to us right now, to start to investigate a little bit more how new channels can bring us the customers that we're looking after. And just to conclude on that point, I think influencers and ambassadors, as we call them, AI, that's again another new world that is yet to be explored. I know many brands have already been engaging, some to some level of success, others not so much. So right now it's still a bit of a wild west. There's no right or wrong way of engaging with the influencers, but it's definitely a channel to find how to really streamline the relationships that you build with the influencers, and to really find your particular influencer that is a good match to your brand, and look at it more from a long relationship point of view than just one-off campaigns.
I mean, how has PagoFX been able to creatively adapt to changing circumstances, especially regarding marketing campaigns, pre-COVID and post-COVID? Do you have any examples of what you've done for that?
Yes, so I think as we were rolling out our creative ideas that would give our brand more of a human face, we've started off, with a number of ideas that seemed relevant pre-COVID, and then we had to evolve and fine-tune. So, for example, because of the lockdown, we had to postpone production of a series of videos in which we show real case situations, and in a very short video transmit a story of a potential user. And we were planning to shoot that series of videos and photography sessions in April, May. However, due to the lockdown, we had to postpone. And in the meantime, we approached it again from a more digital side. We are producing videos with 2D design that again also explain the stories in a very visual and a very dynamic way. However, without using the real actors as we were planning to. After we were able to go and start producing that material, we were able to use it in our campaigns in Q4. We had a TV campaign running, we had radio ads, and for all the digital channels, we also used these assets. And for example, you can imagine a Polish lady who is working in London at a hotel, for example, and she's got family back at home, and she regularly sends money to support her family. And that was one of the stories that we used for one of the videos. And now, as things are also evolving, we're looking at other ways of fine-tuning that and making it even more contextual, understanding what is the mood of the people in the kind of more post-COVID times, post-lockdown. Hopefully we will have a bit more positive mindset, looking for happy moments, happy to be meeting and being in social circles. So that's what's driving the next phase of our creative direction.
Brilliant. Thank you so much. Have you seen any new channels that are performing much better now during the pandemic? For example, social media or performance marketing, or any new specific publishers that have been doing really well, or even, campaigns like, that are device targeted. Which kind of devices perform better now? Is there a difference between pre-COVID and post-COVID?
Good question. I wouldn't have pre-COVID numbers because we launched during COVID.
Yeah.
What I can say is performing well for us. For example, number one, referrals program. So I think it's very important for any tech product out there that you have the capacity and the functionality for customers to be able to share with their network and be able to recommend your products to others, and then being able to also incentivize that sharing and expansion of the network effect. We believe that this is one of the very powerful ways to grow a product. Other channels that we have seen work in very, let's say, cost optimized way is affiliates. So working with an affiliate platform has proven to be a very efficient way to be able to reach out to a large number of partners without having to go individually one by one and create partnership agreements, just sign all the contracts that you would have to sign, but partnering with one company who already has all those agreements in place and has the technology to be able to monitor the performance. Because as we all understand very well in marketing, one thing is getting things out there, and the other thing is being able to really track and measure each individual campaign and build an attribution model, which can help you decide what works, what doesn't, where you need to double down, or what you need to kill with time if it's not performing at the level that you expected. So affiliate platforms has really proven to be one of the successful ways of doing that.
Brilliant. And obviously, what's the top of mind really as you prepare for the back half of this year?
Top of mind, number one, how to expand even further the network effect. So we're looking at different ways of doing it. How to leverage influence and ambassador relationships. How to create a story that help those ambassadors to share with their network. How to be a bit more original in terms of what we want to say about the brand, how we want to attract the people to us, and keeping up, that high level of satisfaction. We have a very high NPS score, and it's very important for us to maintain that. And it mainly comes, to a very positive experience that people have with the brand, starting from the first interactions all the way to using the product, and then whenever they need to reach out to customer support. So it's, NPS is really a summary of how the whole cross-functional team is performing. So that's really important for us to keep at a very high level and see what we can do better.
Excellent. I mean, do you have any other new sectors that you're going to be concentrating on in the future, or any other regions that you're going to be looking at concentrating to grow on next couple of months?
Yes, so PagoFX already has been launched also in Belgium and in Spain. So we are just starting here, and you know, we will see how those markets also perform. And we are about to launch a new product called UO. We have already opened the waiting list, so I would invite everybody to go on the website of uo.io, and you can hear a little bit more about the product. And if you're interested, sign up to the waiting list. And basically, the value proposition is to easily split and share bills. So imagine when you go out with friends, finally, to a pub or to a restaurant, one person can make the payment and then split the bill among everybody who's been there. Or in the case of sharing a flat, you may have a gas bill, telephone bill, you name it, or you order a pizza, for example, and you want to share a bill in a very kind of easy way without having to nudge your friends. Oh, by the way, you only 10 quid. So that's our next launch, and we are really excited about it.
Excellent. I mean, so we'd love to hear more, and obviously, you know, get to know a bit more about the new product that's coming out. That would be very, very exciting. You know, last but not least, you know, it's been a pleasure talking to you, Victoria, and getting to know, you know, you and, you know, your career, and obviously, you know, what you're doing now within the marketing frame. But it was a pleasure talking to you, and thanks so much for Brand Innovators for giving this chance to interact.
Thank you very much, Anand. Really enjoyed the conversation. Thank you to all the organizers of the Brand Innovators. Great initiative. Very happy to be part of this. All the best to everybody who's listening.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Lovely. Thank you to you both as well. So we have had a great day of speakers, and I'm excited for all of our upcoming days on this topic too. We do hope that you will join us for our next international livecast series featuring GlaxoSmithKline, Mars, and other brands too. It will take place on Thursday, the 22nd of April. Now, to register, please visit the Brand Innovators website. And just a big thank you for everyone who joined today, who spoke. It's been a really, really great session, and we hope to see you again soon.